Mlemwa. Bonjour, Frida Mlemwa.
All right.
Good morning, Frida.
Put you there in the pronunciation lessons for a surname. How is it called, Frida?
Mlemwa.
Mlemwa.
Okay.
Good.
How are you?
Bonjour.
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you guys?
Very well.
Fine,
just before we get into your chronique, so there was a story about the Cameroon athlete, and I did say it was football, but it's a footballer, but it's actually an athlete, and he was unfortunately excluded from the team over homosexuality. That's a very contentious matter, especially in Africa, when you talk about gay rights. All right, straight into chronique now.
Okay, I'll take it away. Hello, and thank you for joining me on the travel segment. I'm Frida Mlemwa. There are now more and more rich middle-class people in China, and millions of them are looking for travel destinations. Currently, around 10% of China's 1.4 billion population travels internationally. By 2027, the number of passport holders is expected to reach 300 million, or 20% of the Chinese population, reveals the World Tourism Organization. In recent years, the number of Chinese visitors buying African tour packages has jumped, according to the Luxury Chinese Travel 2018 report. Jumia e-commerce platform recently released the 2019 Hospitality Report on Africa, and their group head of communication and public relations, Abdisalam Benzitouni, told me more about Chinese travel in the continent.
For many years, the African countries, they used to have international travelers coming from the US or from Europe. And now more and more, they are coming from Asia. And for instance, 15 to 20% of the Chinese who are traveling abroad, they are visiting Africa now. And this is very interesting because it's a new market, and the Chinese, they want to discover more and more Africa. And many governments are already aware about that, and they remove the visa or make the visa more easy, like South Africa or Morocco or even Egypt or Tunisia.
Egypt, Kenya, Morocco, Tunisia, South Africa, Mauritius, and Zimbabwe are the African countries with the largest number of Chinese tourists in 2017, according to Dragon Trail, a Chinese-based digital marketing agency. So question is, what are Chinese tourists interested in?
Africa is becoming very common for them, and you know, middle class in China is also booming. So, and also they want to visit Africa. It's like visiting I don't know, Paris, Rome, New York, but also they want to do safaris, and they want to discover Egypt. They want to discover Morocco. They want to discover even more, and this is a great opportunity to attract international travelers, because this is something completely new, and you can see them in Kenya, for instance, in Masai Mara. I think 20 to 25% of all the travelers are Chinese.
And why are there more Chinese coming to Africa?
You know, Africa represents 5% of all the destination. I mean, the destination for all the international travelers, and more Asian are in this 5%, and more and more they want to come. Like if you know, there's more Chinese airlines companies doing the like, I don't know, between Ethiopia and China, Kenya, and China, Egypt as well. So I think this is also a very interesting trend, and it's going to increase a lot.
Now, how can Africa further tap into the Chinese billion-dollar outbound tourism? According to experts, Africa must ease visa and entry requirements, increase direct airline flights to China, further develop its tourism facilities, especially its natural heritage sites and parks, but most importantly, advertise, like South Africa's recent agreement to advertise on Chinese internet and popular WeChat app, among other things. These, they say, can help the continent tap into the vast Chinese tourism market worth billions of dollars in revenue. For all matters travel, hit me up on Twitter at @fmlemwa. Thank you for joining me this morning.